Right Edition, welcome to Right Edition. This is kind of where we all get together and talk about right-wing things. And if you agree with some of the things that we say, send us an email. Encouragement's always good. And give us some topics, give us some help, give us some encouragement, as it were. If you don't like us, don't tell anybody. Keep it to yourself. Hey, guns. Guns are good, don't you know? Now, they're also good on Wall Street. Ruger is a public company on the New York Stock Exchange. Sales have gone from $180 million to almost $500 million. Smith & Wesson, public company, also they're on the NASDAQ in America. Sales have gone from $80 million to almost $1 billion, $900 million and change. Left-wing governments have caused quite a few things to happen. They're great for sales. They, the Second Amendment-friendly states, too, have taken a lot of the producers of ammunition and firearms away from left-wing states, New York and several others. And you know what? Because they all make us mad, those left-wing people, right-wing people are moving away, and they're making a bunch of money doing it. So, there's some good in all bad. It's kind of like the little kid when he saw that big pile of manure, horse manure, and he had a shovel, and the father comes and says, "What are you doing?" He says, "You know what? I'm going to keep digging. There's got to be a horse under all of this somewhere." There you go, liberals. How do you plant dope? Bury a liberal. Kind of talking about little Johnny there with his shovel, huh? Minimum wages, governments talk about that all of the time. They're always looking for ways to, buy votes, really, because there's no big advantage. In fact, no advantage really at all. There's disadvantages, big disadvantages to having minimum wage. I'm wondering when these socialist governments will come up with a maximum wage. So many people, Democrats in particular that I speak to in the United States, and liberals, of course, in Canada, they say liberals are good, and they say minimum wages are good, and they also say that people earn too much money. So, of course, then the next logical point, or step rather, from a left-wing side is just to have a maximum. I don't think a lot of left-wing people would like that, particularly if they're part of that. They would like it until it affected them, because that's what they're like. It's all right for you, but not for me. The typical Canadian socialists, as I've always described them, is let's all be equal as long as I have more. It's kind of a sad statement to humanity, but that's kind of what it is. Recently, I was at a party, and a lady said that she was okay with guns, but nobody needs to have an assault rifle. I mean, why do you need an assault rifle? Why do you need a 30-shot magazine? I said to her, I said, what kind of car do you have? And she said, I have a Mercedes sports car. I said, really? How fast will it go? She said, I don't know. About 130 miles an hour. 130 miles an hour? Why do you need that? And she said, ooh, I don't know. I want it. I said, really? You want it? Do you have a license for it? Yeah. And I said, well, I have an assault rifle. I have a license for it. I want it. What's the difference? Well, she had to think for a minute. She kind of stumbled around. But you know what? If you've never got over the speed limit, I've never murdered anybody. What is your problem? If you don't want an assault rifle, don't buy one. If you're qualified to have one and you don't do anything bad with it, go ahead and do that, kind of like a Mercedes. If you have the money and if you have the desire, who am I to tell you that you can't have it? California, it's a nanny state, and there's a bump and grind trail there in Riverside. That's what it is, Riverside County, Rancho Mirage, I'll get it right. And that was actually designed and created going up this mountain by General Patton. That's where he trained his troops for World War II. And now the Democrats have come along and said, we think that there's sheep up there. Probably isn't, but there might be if we allow that to happen. So they put gates up and they say, oh, you people can't go up there for 2 months of the year and different things. They have no clue what they're doing. The nanny thing is going on. Everywhere you look makes you crazy. A dog, lighter note here, talking about dogs now. A dog followed his owner to school. His owner was in grade 4, was in 4th grade. Canada is grade 4. America, it's 4th grade. Different verbiage, hey. When the bell rang, the dog went in the building, of course, was immediately kicked out of the building, and he went whimpering and sat down and looked at the door, and he was upset. God came along, sat down beside him, gave the dog a pat in the head, and hey, don't worry, they kicked me out of that school too. Y'all come back tomorrow, we'll get more for you from the right. See ya.